Picture this: two empires, one built on horseback, the other on sails. One stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. The other ruled the seas and painted the globe red. Both reshaped the world in ways we still feel today. But here's the twist. Which empire was truly greater? The Mongol Empire or the British Empire? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see history in a way you've never seen before. And trust me, once you know the answer, you'll never look at modern geopolitics the same way again. Let's rewind the clock. It's the 13th century. Out of the windswept steppes of Mongolia rides a man named Temujin Beta, known as Genghis Khan. Within a few decades, he and his successors created the largest contiguous land empire in human history. That means no gaps, no oceans, just endless land, all under Mongol control. Fast forward 500 years, and across the seas, a small island called Britain is about to launch ships that will eventually touch every continent on Earth. At its height, the British Empire controlled nearly a quarter of the world's land and population. So, horseback conquerors or naval colonizers, who takes the crown? Let's start with raw size. The Mongol Empire in the 13th century covered about 9 million square miles from Korea to Hungary. Imagine riding from New York to Los Angeles, and then riding 10 more times. That's how vast it was to British Empire. However, peaked at over 13 million square miles by 1920. That's nearly 25% of the Earth's landmass. The Mongols ruled the biggest continuous empire, but the British ruled the most global one. So, the first question: would you rather dominate a single colossal stretch of land, or sprinkle your flag across the entire planet? And before you answer no, dominating your college group project does not count as empire building. Sorry. Now, let's talk speed. The Mongols expanded faster than any empire in history. Genghis Khan's armies were like a storm, moving up to 100 miles a day on horseback. In less than a century, they went from scattered tribes to ruling Eurasia. The British, in contrast, expanded slowly over centuries. Their empire wasn't lightning, it was erosion, carving away at the world bit by bit through trade, colonies, and naval supremacy. Here's the cliffhanger. Speed makes the Mongols look unstoppable, but does slow and steady ultimately win the empire race? Hold that thought. What about ruling these empires? Conquering is one, thinking control is another. The Mongols used brutal force to conquer but surprising tolerance to govern. They allowed religious freedom, protected trade routes, and established the legendary Pax Mongolica, which connected east and west through the Silk Road. Without it, Marco Polo Mitov never made it to China, and we might all still be struggling to order takeout online. The British, on the other hand, governed through colonies, bureaucracies, and economics. They imposed English laws, institutions, and often English culture. Railways, the English language, and parliamentary systems, these are the footprints they left behind. So ask yourself, is it better to rule by fear and speed, or by administration and longevity? The Mongols revolutionized warfare, destroyed feudal kingdoms, and connected civilizations. Their empire collapsed within a century, but the shockwaves changed history forever. The British reshaped global trade, industrialization, and even the modern map. English became the international language. The global economy, from Wall Street to the World Wide Web, is rooted in British imperial networks. Which matters more, shaping the medieval world with fire and steel, or shaping the modern world with trade and technology? So who wins the empire showdown? The Mongols were unmatched in raw military dominance and sheer speed. But the British Empire's endurance, institutions, and global reach arguably had a longer, deeper impact. But here's the real answer. Both empires weren't just about land. They were about ideas. The Mongols taught the world that speed, mobility, and tolerance could unite diverse peoples, at least for a time. The British showed how commerce, law, and global networks could shape centuries of history. Together, they remind us that power comes in many forms. One burns fast and bright, like a wildfire. The other spreads slowly, like roots under the ground, till suddenly the whole forest belongs to it. So, which empire do you think was greater? The lightning strike of the Mongols or the long shadow of the British? Drop your thoughts in the comments side. Love to hear your take. And if this story gripped you, wait until you uncover the real story behind the Battle of Thermopylae. It's already on screen, click it now, and I'll meet you there.